In a world constantly in motion, where chaos and noise surround us at every turn, true strength lies not in the struggle, but in the silence. This video will take you on a journey to discover the power of tranquility, a power that only those who have mastered themselves can truly understand. Forget everything you've been told about strength, and prepare to explore the art of inner peace as the ultimate form of power. So let's begin. Open your eyes to the enemy. Anxiety as illusion and tyranny. Anxiety is a master of deception, a tyrant that thrives on shadows and whispers. It cloaks itself in the guise of inevitability, wrapping your mind in chains forged from the raw material of your own imagination. But let me tell you this. Anxiety is a fraud, a phantom conjured by the mind's darkest alchemy, feeding on fears that have yet to become flesh. You fear the storm that may never arrive. You brace for the fall from a precipice that does not exist. Do you not see? This tyrant does not wield real weapons. It arms itself with your surrender. Every heartbeat quickened by dread, every sleepless night spent battling specters of what might be, strengthens its dominion. And yet, this enemy is powerless without your belief. The present moment remains unbroken, untouched by the chaos anxiety promises. The air you breathe is calm, the ground beneath your feet remains steady, but anxiety blinds you to the truth of now, drawing you instead into its labyrinth of what-ifs. To rise above it, you must dare to see it for what it is, a hollow emperor ruling over a kingdom of falsehoods. Understand this, anxiety is not your master. It is not fate, nor is it destiny. It is a parasite of the mind, seeking only to survive by convincing you of its reality. To banish it, you must first strip it of its mask, expose its lies, and reclaim your throne. You are not the subject of this tyrant. You are the sovereign of your own soul. The question is not whether anxiety will whisper again. It will, for such is its nature. The question is whether you will listen, or whether you will see through its illusions and stand unshaken, a being of unyielding will, unbound by the lies it spins. Mastery over the mind. Become the lord of your thoughts. Your mind is both a sanctuary and a battlefield, a realm where empires rise and crumble with every passing thought. Yet most of you live as servants to your own mental chaos, dragged by the leash of an untrained inner voice. This voice, your internal monologue, pretends to be your confidant, your guide. In truth, it is often your saboteur, weaving fears into certainties, magnifying shadows into monsters, and stealing your peace with endless chatter. But you are not the prisoner of this voice. You are its master, though you may have forgotten your dominion. To reclaim it, you must first see your thoughts for what they are, not immutable truths, but fleeting whispers, untested assumptions and echoes of past fears. They are not you. They are mere ripples on the surface of your consciousness, and yet you allow them to dictate the direction of your life, pulling you into the abyss of doubt and dread. What is fear but a thought allowed to swell into a storm? What is hesitation but the voice of uncertainty, unchallenged? The mind is a wild horse, and without mastery, it runs wherever it pleases, often into the thickets of anxiety and the pits of despair. But when tamed, when directed by the reins of your will, it becomes your greatest ally, a force capable of shaping the world around you to mirror the strength within. You must train this voice as a craftsman hones his tools. Sharpen it with clarity, temper it with focus, and silence it when it serves no purpose. There is power in choosing your thoughts as a warrior chooses his battles, discarding what weakens and embracing what strengthens. In doing so, you do not merely quiet the noise, you transform it into a melody of purpose. The mind will always speak, but you decide its tone. Let it not be the voice of fear, but a roar of resolve. Let it not chain you to the pettiness of doubt, but lift you to the heights of certainty. In mastering your thoughts, you do not merely control your mind, you conquer it, and with it, the very reality you inhabit. Time is your ally, not your enemy. Time is not the thief you have been taught to fear, nor the relentless tyrant pounding at the gates of your life. No, time is a silent ally, a patient artisan offering you the raw material of eternity in fleeting moments. And yet you squander it, curse it, dread its passage as though it conspires against you. But let me tell you, time does not diminish you, it reveals you. Each second is a seed, and within it lies the promise of transformation. It is not time that binds you, it is your refusal to see its gifts. You label it as scarce, as cruel, yet it gives you everything. Time does not rush, it waits. It does not judge, it offers. It is not your enemy, it is the unyielding companion of your growth, standing ready to shape you into the being you dare to imagine. You fear the ticking clock because it reminds you of what you have not yet done, of opportunities missed and paths untaken. But this fear is a lie whispered by your own hesitation. Time is not a reminder of failure, it is an invitation to rise. Each passing moment is not a loss, it is a canvas, blank and unspoiled, waiting for the bold strokes of your will. Do not flee from time. Embrace it, see in it not the specter of endings, but the infinite potential for beginnings. Time bends to those who master it, those who see the wealth in its every fragment. The present is not a fleeting escape from the future, it is the forge where your destiny is made. You hold the power to turn time into triumph. To waste it is to surrender to mediocrity. To seize it is to ascend to greatness. Do not live as though time is draining from you. Live as though it pours into your hands, abundant and unstoppable, and shape it into something eternal. Forget the opinions of others, the path to true freedom. You live surrounded by invisible chains, forged not by necessity, but by the weight of other people's expectations. Their voices, their judgments, their fleeting approval, these have become the architects of your choices. And yet, their influence is a mirage, a hollow echo that holds no true power over you unless you allow it. To live by the opinions of others is to surrender your sovereignty, to abandon the throne of your own existence for a life spent dancing on the strings of strangers. What are these expectations but fleeting whims, born of their own fears, their own insecurities? The approval you seek is a phantom, a shifting mirage that vanishes as soon as you approach it. You crave their applause, but their hands are too busy clinging to their own fragile masks. You fear their judgment, but their gaze is too fleeting, too preoccupied with their own reflection, to truly see you. To live for others' opinions is to trade your essence for a shadow. It is to walk a path, not your own, to carry a burden that was never meant for you. And for what? For praise that evaporates, for judgments that change with the winds, for an identity that is not yours to begin with. True freedom begins when you tear your gaze away from the crowd and turn it inward. When you stand naked before yourself, stripped of pretense, and ask, what do I desire? What do I value? In that moment you reclaim your power. You sever the strings that bind you to the theater of others' expectations and step into the light of your own truth. To forget the opinions of others is not an act of rebellion, it is an act of creation. It is the forging of a self unshackled, unafraid, and unyielding. It is the quiet, unshakable realization that your worth is not measured by their approval, but by the strength of your own conviction. Walk the path of your own making, not for applause, not for validation, but for the sheer, unrelenting joy of living as you were meant to. In doing so, you will not only find peace, you will become unstoppable. The wisdom of solitude. Create your own temple. Solitude is not a void, it is a sanctuary. In a world clamoring for your attention, where every moment is stolen by noise and distraction, solitude is the place where you meet the truest version of yourself. Yet, most fear it. They flee from silence as if it were a predator, filling their days with chatter, devices, and meaningless pursuits, all to avoid the one thing they cannot escape: themselves. But solitude is not your enemy. It is the forge where strength is tempered, the temple where clarity is born. When you strip away the noise, the opinions, the demands of the world, what remains is raw, unfiltered, and undeniable. Your essence. In silence, the masks you wear fall away. In aloneness, the distractions dissolve, and there, in that sacred stillness, you discover that you are enough. The power of solitude lies not in isolation, but in presence. It is the moment when you stop running from yourself and start listening. In that listening, you hear the whisper of your own will, unclouded by the static of the crowd. You see your desires, your fears, your truths as they are, not as the world tells you they should be. Solitude teaches you that strength is not found in numbers, but in the unshakable foundation of self-awareness. To embrace solitude is to create your own temple, a refuge that no storm can breach, no betrayal can shatter. It is a place where you are sovereign, where you do not seek validation, but generate it from within. In solitude, you do not lose the world, you gain yourself. You learn to stand alone, not as a symptom of abandonment, but as a testament to your unyielding spirit. Let the world spin in its chaos. You, in your solitude, are the still center, the unbroken core. From this place of silence and strength, you do not merely endure, you transcend. Solitude is not the absence of connection. It is the source of all true connection, for only when you know yourself can you meet the world without losing who you are. Do not avoid pain. Strength lies in embracing the inevitable. Pain is the crucible of transformation, the fire through which the raw ore of your being is forged into something unbreakable. Yet you flee from it, fearing its touch, mistaking it for suffering. But pain is not your enemy. It is the harsh and uncompromising teacher that life has sent to shape you. To avoid pain is to reject growth, to stagnate in the comfort of mediocrity. Understand this: pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Pain is the wound that reality inflicts. Suffering is the poison your mind pours into it. Where you see only torment, there is opportunity. Where you feel the sting of loss, there is the seed of resilience. To embrace pain is not to revel in misery, but to face the truth of existence with eyes unclouded and heart unafraid. The greatest strength is born not in moments of ease, but in the trials that test the depths of your soul. The tree that withstands the storm grows roots that run deeper than those in calm pastures. So too do you. Each ache, each heartbreak, each failure is not a curse, but a lesson, an invitation to rise above the limits you thought defined you. Do not run from pain. Stand before it with the courage of one who knows that every wound carries the possibility of wisdom, every scar the memory of a battle survived. Pain strips away the trivial, the superficial, revealing what is essential. It reminds you of your humanity, your capacity to endure, to heal, to transcend. In accepting pain, you reclaim your power. You no longer live in fear of its arrival, nor do you let it dictate your path. You walk through it, unbroken, emerging stronger with every step. Pain is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the alchemy of growth, the price of becoming. Accept it, and you will not only endure, you will rise. Your will is the sun that never sets. Your will is not a flickering flame nor a fragile ember. It is a sun, eternal and unyielding, capable of burning through the darkest clouds of doubt and despair. But like the sun, it must be nurtured, its radiance strengthened through the constant turning of the heavens within you. Every day is a battlefield, and every choice you make is a blade sharpened or dulled. Victory lies not in grand gestures, but in the steady accumulation of small triumphs. the quiet discipline of daily resolve. Do not underestimate the power of these small victories. Each one is a stone laid in the fortress of your character, a testament to your ability to shape the world by first shaping yourself. The will does not falter because of great obstacles. It crumbles under the weight of neglect, the erosion of inaction. To strengthen your will, you must make war against the tyranny of weakness within, the fleeting comfort of excuses, the seductive pull of ease. Every step taken in defiance of inertia, every decision made with clarity and purpose feeds the fire of your will. Rise when you would rather remain at rest. Speak truth when silence would be simpler. Act when hesitation tempts you to wait. In these moments, you are not merely surviving, you are forging a self unbroken, unyielding, unafraid. The will is the foundation of all greatness. Without it, knowledge is idle, talent is wasted, and dreams are nothing but whispers lost to the wind. But when the will is strong, even the smallest effort becomes a step toward the infinite. It is the will that transforms the mundane into the extraordinary, that turns struggle into strength and sacrifice into triumph. Think of the sun. It does not ask permission to rise, nor does it pause in its journey across the sky. So too must your will burn, steady and unrelenting, illuminating the path before you and driving away the shadows of doubt. Strengthen it daily, with every act of discipline, every moment of courage, until it becomes a force that neither time nor circumstance can diminish. For your will is not merely a part of you, it is the essence of who you are, the light that guides you toward your becoming. Stop fighting yourself. You are not two beings at war within. You are not a battlefield where desires clash and ideals shatter in the chaos of contradiction. No, this inner turmoil is the consequence of a mind split against itself, a soul torn apart by the illusion of division. To live in constant conflict with who you are is to deny the very essence of your existence. It is a form of self-sabotage, a denial of the unity that lies at the core of your being. The truth is, there is no enemy within you. There is only the distortion of perception. The self you fight is not some foreign adversary. It is the reflection of your deepest fears and desires, misunderstood and misrepresented. When you fight yourself, you fight shadows, phantoms that hold no true power over you. The conflict you endure is a creation of your own mind, a product of the war you wage between who you are and who you think you should be. To cease this battle is not to surrender, but to reclaim your power. When you stop resisting the truth of your own nature, when you no longer try to bend yourself to fit the shape of external expectations, you begin to experience true harmony. The contradictions within you are not faults to be erased. They are the complexity that makes you whole. The light and the dark, the strength and the fragility, the order and the chaos, these are not enemies to be conquered, but parts of a greater whole. Embrace all that you are, without judgment, without division. The key to peace is acceptance, not resignation, but an active embrace of your full self. In doing so, you stop fighting a battle that was never yours to win and start living as the integrated, complete being you are meant to be. The struggle ends when you cease to see yourself as the enemy. In silence, in stillness, you will find the unity that has always been yours. And in that moment, you will not merely exist, you will thrive, no longer fragmented, but whole. Fewer words, more action. The world is flooded with noise, constant chatter, declarations, promises that mean nothing. Words flow like rivers, but their waters rarely nourish. They promise greatness, but deliver only the illusion of it. In a world obsessed with speaking, it is the silent acts, the quiet movements that speak the loudest. Words are the currency of the weak, the insecure, those who are afraid of being forgotten. But actions are the language of those who do not need validation. True strength does not shout, it whispers in the stillness of its purpose. The loudest voices often come from those seeking to fill the emptiness within, to hide their insecurity behind layers of noise. But the one who knows their own power needs no such crutches. Their actions carry the weight of their will, their intentions crystal clear in every step they take, every decision they make. Mouths speak, but time proves. And when the storm of words has passed, it is the deeds that remain, solid, undeniable, a testament to what was truly accomplished. You cannot hide behind promises forever. The world does not care for your intentions, it cares for your results. You cannot build an empire with empty rhetoric, nor can you change your life with hollow affirmations. Understand this. Silence is not weakness. It is the foundation of strength. It is in the quiet moments that true power is forged, in the solitude where decisions are made, and in the actions that follow those decisions. The more you speak, the less you do. The more you promise, the less you deliver. Let your life be your statement. Let your actions burn with the intensity of 1,000 words unspoken. For in the end, it is not what you say that defines you, it is what you do. And in the silence of your deeds, you will speak louder than any declaration ever could. The body as the fortress of the soul. Your body is not a mere vessel, a cage in which the spirit is trapped. It is the foundation, the very fortress upon which your soul stands. The strength of your body is not separate from the strength of your mind. It is its reflection, its mirror. The mind, like a sword, can cut through the illusions of the world, but the body is the anvil upon which that sword is forged. Without a strong body, the spirit falters, and without a disciplined spirit, the body weakens. To neglect the body is to dishonor the soul that resides within it. For how can you hope to achieve inner peace when the very vessel that carries your soul is frail, weak, or diseased? A mind that seeks mastery must first master the body. A body in disarray will always reflect inner turmoil, yet a body forged in discipline and strength will serve as the unshakable foundation for the mind to rise. True power lies in the balance of these forces. The body is not a burden to be carried. It is the temple where the soul finds its sanctuary. Strengthen it not through vanity, but through purpose. Each movement, each breath should be a testament to your will, a declaration that you are capable of facing the storms of life with the physical resilience to match the fortitude of your spirit. Your daily routine should not be governed by fleeting desires, but by the quiet discipline of forging yourself into the warrior of your own existence. Every rep, every stretch, every challenge faced in the physical realm fortifies the mind. Every drop of sweat is a victory, every ache a step toward greater mastery. Pain is not to be feared. It is the hammer that shapes you, the fire that tempers you. Remember this, the mind cannot rise higher than the body can carry it. Strengthen the body, and you will strengthen the soul. The fortitude you develop through physical discipline will become the bedrock upon which your spirit builds its greatness. You must not merely exist in this body, you must make it a fortress, a testament to your will and to the unshakable serenity that arises when body and soul are in perfect alignment. Epilogue. Tranquility is the ultimate form of power. The world is frantic, a tempest of chaos and noise, each moment louder than the last. In the midst of this, the masses clamor for power, for dominance, for control. They shout, they strive, they burn themselves in the pursuit of victory, thinking that power lies in the external, in the tumultuous struggle. But those who truly understand the nature of strength know this. True power is not found in the storm. It is found in the calm. To be serene in the face of the world's chaos is not weakness. It is the highest form of mastery. Only those who have conquered themselves, who have forged their will in the silence of their own being, can stand unmoved while the world whirls around them. True strength lies not in the force with which you push against the world, but in the immovable peace within you that allows you to endure, to rise, to act from a place of deep, unshakable calm. Power is not the ability to control others, but the ability to control yourself. In peace, there is clarity. In clarity, there is vision. And from that vision comes the ability to act decisively, to shape the world around you without ever losing the center of your own soul. Those who are calm are not passive. They are the architects of their own fate, the masters of their circumstances, because they have learned to move with purpose, not reaction. They do not bend to the winds of fortune. They are the ones who direct the currents of life. Do not confuse the clamor of the world with the true call of power. The loudest voice is not always the one that commands the most respect. The greatest conquerors are not those whose hands are stained with blood, but those whose hearts are anchored in peace. They are the ones who, in the silence of their being, find a strength that no external force can ever shake. In the end, tranquility is the final frontier of strength. It is the state of being where all external chaos dissolves, leaving only the pure, unyielding power of your will. This is the power that cannot be taken, the power that cannot be broken. True strength is calm. It is stillness in the face of the storm, an unwavering presence in a world that is constantly in motion. When you master this, you will know that you are not merely surviving. You are commanding the very essence of existence itself.